Hello, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us. We'll get started in approximately 1 minute. Thank you again for joining us. Well, hello, the time now is 12:02, and we'll go ahead and get started with our weekly Tiger Connect. We do appreciate you joining us. I'm Jermaine Brown, Director of CTE for the Hattiesburg Public School District, where it's always a great day to be a Tiger. We're excited about today's program for you. I do have two of my colleagues on. That's Dr. Cherish Pierce and Ms. Junie Noonkester. They'll be presenting ideas and topics to you later on in the presentation. But again, we do thank you and we value your time. So we'll go ahead and get started. Please note that we are recording this. We're live right now at 12, but we'll also be on our Hattiesburg Public School District YouTube page at 6 p.m. today with the recorded version. The mission of the Hattiesburg Public School District is to educate all students to become productive citizens of a dynamic and global community. And our vision is to be a model teaching and learning community that graduates productive and caring citizens who are prepared to succeed. HPSD goals, academic success. All students are proficient in showing growth in all academic areas. Community support and engagement. Want to foster community partnerships that support student achievement and school success. Safe and orderly schools. Want to definitely maintain a positive learning environment. And finally, fiscal accountability. Maintain sound fiscal practices. Our topic today is focused on CTE, and one motto that we adopted several years back is destination, graduation, and beyond. And when we think about that, this sentence, and it's a long sentence, but this statement really speaks to what we're trying to do. CTE plays a vital role in developing a well-educated workforce that supports productivity and innovation through its emphasis on college and career readiness. That's including academic, technical, and employability skills. The partnerships that we have in the industry all leads to careers that drive the global economy. Now, that is a lot to say, but at the end of the day, this statement speaks to what we try to do each and every day within our programs in CTE. No other program in the district, or even I'd say in education itself, focuses on college and career, combines the both. So at the end of their high school career, students have the opportunity to make a decision whether they're going to go to college or go to the workforce. Of course, you see college is underlined, career is underlined, and employability is underlined. We actually, all of those are underlined. We want to make sure that our students are prepared when they leave after being a part of a CTE program. As far as programming in Hattiesburg Public School District, we begin in the 6th grade. We have Cyber Foundations 1. If you're not familiar with it, it's a new program that's, I'd say within the last 3 years, the state piloted. Last year was the first year that it was required for all school districts. We also have at Berger Middle School, ICT 2, that's Information Communication Technology. Cyber Foundations 2 is required beginning next school year. So next school year, we'll be transforming to Cyber Foundations 2. The difference between ICT 2 and Cyber Foundations focuses on more of the computer science model, the coding. There's a mandate from MDE, Mississippi Department of Education, that computer science will be within the curriculum, really K through 12. So really excited about that piece. Also at Berger Middle School, CTE programs, we have STEM, the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. Also, we offer a smart lab, which is a program that's designed to definitely focus on problem solving, as well as definitely looking at other type of skills. But when we look at the middle school programs, they all are focused on career exploration with the technology piece that's added to it. At the high school, we have enhancement courses. All of our ninth graders take Keystone. Keystone is also a career exploration program, but it focuses on the 16 career clusters. Also at HHS, we have family consumer science courses that's under the CTE model, that's child development, family dynamics, contemporary health, and resource management. Another program that's in the family consumer science that we don't teach is the nutrition course, but we just don't offer it at this time at the high school. But these are the courses that we offer as far as enhancement courses. Looking at our pathway programs, these are our 2-year programs at Hattiesburg Public School District and Hattiesburg High School: culinary arts, digital media, early childhood, health science, information technology, construction electrical, engineering, law and public safety, polymer science, and sports medicine. One thing I do want to say about these programs are truly intentional and really looked at based on what careers are in our community. So we don't take this lightly and select certain programs. We go through I say evaluation every 2 years to just see what's relevant in and out of our community. So again, when kids, students leave Hattiesburg High School, they'll have skills within these programs where they can choose to go to school or they can choose to go to work. Several of those programs offer a national credential, which speaks to the kids having the skill set and that they've obtained a national certification. So they are truly work ready. I'll turn it over now to my colleague, Dr. Pierce.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. At this time, I would like to talk with you about the traditional diploma options. These options were established by the Mississippi Department of Education for actually this year's juniors. So these were implemented for the freshman class of 18-19. So at that time, students declared an endorsement area. So actually before coming to Hattiesburg High School, we worked with them as 8th graders to make sure they declared a diploma option prior to entering Hattiesburg High School so that they had a goal to work toward. So the 3 diploma options that are available for next year's seniors, which is this year's juniors, is the traditional diploma with the career and technical endorsement, the traditional diploma with academic endorsement, and the traditional diploma with the distinguished academic endorsement. So students, they can actually receive more than one endorsement, and we always encourage our students to do that. Right now, our career and technical education students, most of those are really on track to receive more than one endorsement. They're going to receive the career and technical endorsement in addition to an academic endorsement. And today I want to talk with you about the traditional diploma with the career and technical endorsement. Our academic counselors will talk to you in the coming weeks in regards to the academic endorsements. The traditional diploma with a CTE endorsement, the requirements are students must have 4 credits in English. And that, of course, has to be composed of English 1 and English 2 are required. Math, they have to have 4 units, and that has to be composed of Algebra 1. They must have Algebra 1. Science, 3 credits. Biology 1 is a requirement. Social Studies, they have to have 3.5 credits. And that's composed of world history, US history, economics, government, and Mississippi studies. And one change from this year's seniors must have geography, and that was dropped. So next year's seniors, geography is not required. So that's where we went from 4 credits required for social studies down to 3.5. Physical ed, students must receive a half credit. Health, half credit. Art, they have to obtain 1 credit. College and career readiness, 1 credit. Technology and computer science, 1 credit. And I just want to make a note and tell you, most of the time, our students already have that technology credit when they enroll at Hattiesburg High School. They receive that credit at N.R. Berger. Mr. Brown just mentioned those credits or those classes at N.R. Berger, the technology classes. So they actually get that credit before they come to Hattiesburg High School. The elective classes, to actually obtain the CTE endorsement, students must take 2 years of a CTE class, one of the 10 that Mr. Brown just went over. So they must enroll and complete 2 years of a CTE program. Each year in those classes, they obtain 2 credits to total 4 credits. So they can't take 1 year and not complete. This is actually from the State Department of Education. They have to be a completer, and they have to have 4 credits. And then the electives, they have to have 3.5 elective credits to total 26 credits to receive the CTE endorsement. Now, they can always have more, and most of our students do, but to obtain the 26 credits to get the CTE endorsement. The other requirements, besides the classes they must take, they also, I've already gone over number 1 and number 2, the requirements, and then of course, number 2, complete the program. Number 3, they have to have a GPA of 2.5. So this will be evaluated actually once we complete spring semester next year, and we start looking at GPA and honors and scholarship. So we will look at students that have obtained a 2.5 and all of these, make sure they have all of these requirements in order to see who is going to be receiving the CTE endorsement and the other endorsements. Number 4, earn a silver level on the ACT work keys. Ms. Noonkester will talk a little bit about the work keys here in a few minutes. Number 5, students must earn 2 additional Carnegie units for a total of 26. So the traditional diploma actually is 24 credits, but they have to have those 2 additional Carnegie units to have a total of 26 credits to have the CTE endorsement. And number 6, this is really important because our students have to have one of these, they have to meet one of these options. So we're looking to make sure students have number 1, have 1 dual credit course or earn or articulated credit in the high school CTE course. So the dual credit course, students can actually take an academic or a CTE dual credit class. So it could be college algebra or it could be a CTE dual credit class. And I'll go over a few of those here in just a moment. Or they can take a work-based learning experience. We offer that here at the high school. And there's 2 scenarios with that. Students can actually loop back through as a 3rd-year student. So after they complete 2 years of their CTE class, some students choose to be a 3rd-year student. And then that 3rd year, that's called work-based learning. or students can actually be employed and they can actually go to work, and this class will be added to their schedule where, early release when they go to work. So they're receiving credit, but they're also going to work, and the teacher and the employer collaborate with each other so that we can make sure our students are being successful and they're learning the soft skills in order to be a great employee. So that's an option. And the third option, earn a State Board of Education approved national credential. This year, our district will be administering 7 national certifications beginning in May. So our students have the opportunity to receive a national certification in high school. And so Ms. Noonkester will also review those in a few minutes. And then the last option, students can take one AP course aligned to their career pathway. They must earn a C or higher, and they must take the appropriate exam once they complete the AP course. So those are the requirements that students have to meet in order to obtain the CTE endorsement. The next slide explains the Mississippi Scholars Tech Master Program. This program is actually established by the Mississippi Economic Council. In addition to the Mississippi Tech Master Scholar, they also sponsor the Mississippi Scholars Program, and that's on the academic side. So most of our CTE students, when they graduate, they earn the Mississippi Scholar recognition and also the Mississippi Tech Master Scholar recognition. And it's a really nice honor. They get a nice certificate once they graduate. The Mississippi Economic Council mails us medallions for the students to wear at graduation, and they're beautiful medallions. So this is really quite an honor for students, but there are requirements, and this is really, students should be working on this once they enter high school. Once they get to be a senior, they can't start checking things off. They have to start in 9th grade. So this is a goal that students should be working toward once they enter high school. And I just want to make a note, these requirements are different than the traditional diploma requirements. So these are different. So don't get your diploma requirements confused with the requirements for Mississippi Scholar or Mississippi Tech Master Scholar. The English, they have to have 4 credits. Math, they have to have 3 credits, including Algebra 1 and a math above Algebra 1. Geometry is required. Science, they have to have 3 credits, biology, and 2 courses above biology 1. Social studies, 3 credits, including U.S. history, government, and Mississippi studies. The technology credit, the computer credit, they have to have that. Health or PE, but as I said, your traditional diploma, you have to have both. You have to have health and PE. So it's really important to look at this closely. Electives, they have to have 2.5 credits. And they must take the 4 CTE credits of the program. So let's say a student takes digital media 1, and then they want to change over to digital media 2. It's very important to know in the CTE endorsement and in the Tech Master, they have to have the same program. They have to take 2 years of the same program to receive those 4 credits. So they can't take culinary 1 and then digital media 1 and change programs. It has to be sequential. All right, the next slide shows the requirements, additional requirements besides the classes that are required for Mississippi Tech Master. I have actually put the recent changes in bold. So the community service hours have changed for next year's seniors. So this year's seniors, they only have to obtain 40 hours of community service. However, next year's seniors, our present juniors, have to have 80 hours of community service, and they have to provide documentation to the counselors. We have a form that they submit to us, and they list the community service that they participated in, the date. They have somebody with that service to sign off on that, whether it's an organization, they have a contact person that signs off, and they submit all that to us their senior year. The next change that was made was the ACT. So this year's seniors have to have an 18 ACT, a composite score. Next year's seniors, to qualify for Mississippi Tech Master, they have to have a 19 ACT overall score. And also the ASVAB and the silver level on the work keys, that can be an option. That can also be an option that you meet in order to qualify for Tech Master. Another requirement, 2.5 GPA, just like it is on the endorsement. Attendance is very important, 95% school attendance during high school. So we actually go and we count the absences from ninth grade all the way up until their senior year. And I have seen this several times. Students have met every requirement. And then we start checking attendance and it's eliminated a student, and it really disappoints me because they've worked so hard, and then they didn't realize that would affect them in the end. So it's really important for our students to be here every day. No out of school suspensions. That's another requirement. And the last requirement is students must obtain a passing score on our state CTE exam. And that's established by MDE. And the exam is the Mississippi Career Planning and Assessment System. And shortened version is CPAS. If you've heard your student mention that test, that's the CTE state exam. And the passing score for that exam is 60%. Some of our students actually that are not taking the CPAS are taking the national certification that I mentioned earlier. And the passing score for those exams, actually, they're not this, they're different based on the entity. So some passing scores are 70, some are 65. It depends on the national cert the students are taking. All right, the next slide that I want to go over is the dual credit classes. These are going to be offered next year. We do offer different dual credit classes each year through our local community college, Pearl River Community College. So we have CTE instructors who are actually teaching our 2-year program, but they also have a block where they're teaching our CTE dual credit classes. So the programs that are aligned with dual credit is early childhood education taught by Miss Deanna Anderson. And so she is actually, she works with the child development technology instructor at PRCC, and she teaches language. She's going to teach language and literacy next year. Okay, so that'll be a class that our students are signing up to receive both credit here at the high school and also college credit. The other dual credit class that's going to be taught next year, and it's actually being taught this year, is IT Foundations. And our instructor, Mr. Marcus Jordan, he works with the computer networking technology program at PRCC, and he teaches that class here along with our IT program, our 2-year program. So our instructors are, they're the best of the best. They're teaching our 2-year programs, and then some of our students, they're 3rd year, and they're taking those instructors again a 3rd year in dual credit. And the beauty of dual credit is our students, they're finishing high school and they're receiving credit, and then they're also building their transcript for college. And these classes are no expense to the student or the parent. Our district absorbs that cost. So this is a great opportunity for our students to get a head start on their college and career planning. All right, the next slide actually mentions scholarships. Our CTE scholarships, I've actually been working on those this morning. Our students, we are blessed to have a community college that really supports our CTE programs. Pearl River Community College is very generous in giving our students scholarships each year. So our students who complete a 2-year program, if they finish the CTE program with a 3.5 GPA, they qualify for a full tuition scholarship to PRCC. So in years past, that scholarship was only applicable to students that wanted to go into a 2-year CTE program at Pearl River, welding, business technology. So our students that really plan to do a 4-year degree, they didn't benefit. So in years past, we really started communicating with PRCC, and they actually made the decision a few years back to open that scholarship up to every CTE student, whether a student's going into welding, if they want to go to Pearl River and take 2 years of basic core foundation classes and transfer to USM and be a teacher, or if they want to transfer to Mississippi State and be an engineer. So that scholarship benefits any student, any career path, which is wonderful. So they must enroll at PRCC within one academic year upon high school graduation, and they must take 15 hours. Okay, so full time is 15 hours. The other option, if students, the half tuition, if they have a 3.0 GPA, they get half tuition to PRCC. So we really work with our students trying to tell them what GPA they have so that some of them are right on the edge, of getting that 3.5, sometimes, in the spring of their senior year. So it's really a goal, and this is an awesome scholarship for them to receive. It's full tuition. So we really want all of them to finish with a 3.5. And one thing I want to make a note of, this scholarship, if you have the option to receive the scholarship and you decide, and this is really important for our students, and you decide you want to go to a different college and you want to go to a 4-year university, and then you change your mind after the first semester. I've seen students do this. And then they're like, well, I want to go back. I want to go to PRC. I've changed my mind. That scholarship is voided. So once you enroll at a college and you have turned down a scholarship and you've told Pearl River, they give that scholarship to somebody else. So those scholarships are voided once you deny, you don't accept it. The last statement I want to make before I turn it over to Ms. Noonkester, I know the Forest County Tuition Assistance Program, we were discussing this yesterday, and that's a wonderful opportunity for students who live in Forest County. However, that assistance program is only for tuition. So that program does not, it doesn't pay for books or housing or meal ticket. So if you're receiving full tuition from any university, but even Pearl River or any other, Jones, USM, that supersedes the financial aid from the Forest County supervisors. So, but let's say you're only going to get half tuition, okay, from Pearl River, you're going to get half tuition. This would definitely benefit you because it may pick up the other half. So it only pays tuition. So if you're going to receive half tuition or you're not going to receive a scholarship for tuition, make sure you're applying for the Forest County Tuition Assistance Program. And I just want to say while we're closing, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Noonkester, I've been working on scholarships this morning, and Pearl River, right now we have 70 CTE seniors who will be receiving half or full scholarships this year. So those 70 names will be submitted to PRCC later today. So Ms. Noonkester, I'm going to turn it over to you right now.
Hello, everyone. I'm going to go over the different national certifications that we have at our school. The Mississippi Department of Education is wanting each program eventually to have a national cert to go with their program. But right now, last year we had 4, so now this year we've picked up 7. In informational technology, our students can get the Microsoft Technology Associate Networking Fundamentals, and they can get CompTIA Fundamentals. Then electrical can get the NCCER, National Center for Construction Education and Research. And all of these national certs verify that these kids have these credentials, and all this can go on resumes in the future. And they're coming out of school with already having a very good resume. Health science, this is one that we've added this year, the National Health Science Assessment, and the sports medicine, exercise science, and sports medicine. So these are two of our new national certs. Culinary art, in the past we did what was called Pro Start, but they're changing it to Surf Safe. Food management national cert this year. And early childhood is a new national certification, the pre-professional assessment and certification, the pre-PAC. One of the national certs that all of our CTE students can obtain in addition to their program national certification is what's called ACT Work Keys. And this this is the ACT Work Keys is the assessments that they take in order to get their National Career Readiness Certification. And you'll hear the NCRC designation. That's what we're talking about when if you hear that term. And this measures and certifies that our students have job skills needed to be successful in jobs across the different career pathways. Whereas the ACT lets colleges know what your abilities are when they're choosing students to enter their college. This is what the ACT Work Keys is doing for the career field. You get a score, and based on that score, the employer is able to kind of judge what skills you have, and they can match you with a job based on your skill sets. According to the ACT, well, okay. The NCRC is basically has 3 parts of the work keys. You have to pass 3 assessments. The first one is workplace documents, which is reading in the workplace. It's how you apply reading, how you interpret emails, how you read just various documents across the different career fields. Graphic literacy is interpreting and reading charts and graphs, things that you would come in contact with in the workplace. And applied math is how you take mathematics and use them in a job. Now, the thing about it is they have to pass a 3 or above is a passing score, but they have to pass it on each of the 3 assessments in order to get the certification. Now, the silver level is the mainstream. That's really what the score most industries are looking for, a silver or above. And I'll go over on the next slide the levels. But what I wanted to say here is that you will score whatever your lowest score is, that is what your certification level will be. For example, if you score bronze on math and then on the reading part score silver and then a platinum level on your graphic literacy, your lowest score is bronze, therefore you'll have a bronze certificate. And you can have 2 platinums and a bronze and still be bronze. So for a student to achieve a gold level means that they have made a 5 on each of the parts. Now, I found this chart. It breaks down how to interpret the scores and what they mean. If you'll see a level 3 is bronze, level 4 is silver, level 5 is gold, and level 6 is platinum. There is a 7, but both 6 and 7 are platinum. And you can see it shows that a level 3 somebody at a level 3 is about capable of doing about 16% of the jobs in America. And so it really limits, if an employer's going by this and they're wanting to see what your score is in order to put you in a job. And if you see a level 4 is silver, so 67% of the jobs in America need to have somebody that's at a level 4. 93% of the jobs are in America are level 5, and 99% of the jobs are level 6. This kind of breaks down what you need to kind of have in order to do a certain occupation. Now, I got this off of the ACT Work Ready Communities website, and the area ADP has been working very hard over the last 3 or 4 years trying to make what Hattiesburg is known as a workforce ready community. And one of the things that they needed was, if you look to the right, it says emerging workforce. And this is where our students have actually, they have, and if you notice, Forest County has been certified May 2020 as a workforce ready community. And what this does, this allows the ADP to go to industries that they're wanting to bring to Hattiesburg and jobs they're wanting to create in Hattiesburg and bring these industries in. And they say one of the things these people look at is, do you have people here that are capable of doing these jobs? Do you have a workforce that's going to be emerging in our community to support these industries? And so And I'm proud of our students because that number reflects our students' scores, and we were able to contribute to our community becoming workforce ready. Now, this is also, I got these off the site. That's our local. Now, compared to our state, if you look at this, the brown is the certified counties. The blue is the participating counties. If you notice, here's Hattiesburg, and to our east, there's no brown, and then to our west, they're participating and they're starting to become involved. But I just want to point out that Hattiesburg has been in our area, one of the we led the way on this, and I'm really proud of our students in contributing this way. Also, if you look nationally, if you see Mississippi, we're considered a college that we're a lead ACT work ready community. And I'll turn it over to Mr. Brown.
Thank you, Dr. Peters. Thank you, Ms. Newcastle. In summary, again, we talk about destination, graduation, and beyond. Our focus is making sure when we get the kids in the CTE programs that they're able to focus on career exploration all the way to when they get to high school, that they'll be able to earn an endorsement. That's the diploma endorsement, of course, which is mandated. Then within several of our programs, 6 of our programs offer a total of 7 national certifications. And then all of our students will be able to be tested and assessed on the national career, the NCRC. And again, our goal is for our students to have a silver level or above. So when we get them, we want to make sure that they're in position to, as I talked about earlier, be able to look at college options and career options. Again, no other program, I say, of course, in the district and then in education as a whole, is focusing on those 2 things in a combination like CTE is. So that's our summary. We will look at entertaining any questions. This is our contact information. See our emails, and then we do have social media, Instagram and Twitter. You can follow us there. But we'll stop sharing the screen now and look to entertain any questions if there are any.
Well, I don't have any questions, but that was super informative. I'm really glad that you texted me, Jermaine. I feel like I have a much better kind of pulse on what y'all have going on. And Jenny, I think that was like the perfect way to talk about the connection between being nationally, work ready certified, what it means for students, what it means for employers, what it means for our community. So thank you for always plugging that. It means a lot to us. And we absolutely would not have that certification if it wasn't for the priority that you guys have put on that testing. So thank you for taking advantage of that tool. And it looks like the state is recognizing it now really even more as they're tying it into that kind of credentialing and all. So, y'all, it's good to see you guys.
Well, thank you so much, Callison. Callison Richardson is a partner of ours at the ADP, and always glad to be a part of their efforts in attracting businesses and industry to this great community we live in and love. In the chat, there is a brochure of all of our programs. We did not go into depth about the programs, but the brochure does have a description of each program. So if you can reshare that in the chat, Ms. Newcastle, then I think those that may have got on late will be able to see it. But at this time, if there's not any more questions, we'll go ahead and end the Tiger Connect. And I know that there's a blurb about next week's Tiger Connect. And again, we do this every week, guys, at 12 on Tuesdays. And we actually, this is a live version. And at 6 of the same evening, we go ahead and publish it live, publish it the recording on our YouTube channel, Hattiesburg Public School District YouTube.
Next week, the student counseling awareness and the high school counselors will be on, and it'll be on social emotional learning, conflict management, bullying, and suicide prevention. So that's next week's topic.
All righty. Anything else, anyone? No questions, concerns, comments? Thank you so much for joining us. Y'all have a great rest of the day. Bye-bye.